You woke up, your head pounding out paradiddles and your mouth dry as an armadillo with heat stroke. You've been here before, swore in fact, that you would never be here again. But somehow, you're back again anyway, riding out the twists and the turns and the torments of a hangover. My name is Matthew Hand, and when I looked at the rubric for this speech, the problem solution speech, I was ecstatic. I knew and I saw this as an opportunity for me to talk to you guys all about something real, something practical, a problem that every young adult faces. And so I chose the hangover. For my agenda today, just a quick overview, it's going to be very simple. I'm going to talk about three main points: the definition of a hangover, the prevention of a hangover, and then ways to alleviate these symptoms. I hope that by me telling you all this information, you will have a better experience when you go out and have a good time, or if you drink socially, and you don't have to worry about all the pain and agony the next morning. So, what is a hangover? Some people may go out looking like this at the start of the night. I wish I did. Can't quite pull that look off. But in the morning after, you feel more like this poor polar bear. So what happened? How do you feel like you're in so much pain? Well, studies show that a hangover symptom typically begins when your BAC, or your blood alcohol content, drops significantly. So let's think about that for a second. First, to have this sort of drop, you would have to drink alcohol. So a hangover occurs typically in the morning after you've been drinking. This gives your body time to drop that blood alcohol content level, and you start to feel in this awful pain. There isn't actually a formula for when people are going to get hangovers. There are so many variations, including what you had to drink, how much of it you drank, your age, your tolerance level, your gender, a myriad of different variations. So unfortunately, there's no exact formula to know when and how bad your hangover is going to be. However, because we know that it comes from a drop in blood alcohol content, we know that the more you drink, no matter what sort of hangover you normally feel, the more you drink, the worse those symptoms are going to be. Next, I'm going to talk to you about the way to totally prevent getting a hangover. So what is that surefire way? Abstaining from alcohol. Science shows that if you don't drink, you can't get a hangover. This seems fairly intuitive, but the thought unfortunately rarely occurs to me. So I thought I would just throw this out there as a good way to show you that sometimes it's better not to drink. That way you don't get this horrible feeling in the morning. Studies have shown that hangovers actually tend to be contagious. What do I mean by that? The actual study showed that 80% of people will drink when their buddy did, but only 30% had alcohol if their buddies were all drinking a soda. So think about this. If you really know that maybe your hangovers are really bad, or you just don't want to feel that way anymore, just don't drink alcohol. And an easy way to do that is go to places that maybe don't serve alcohol and have a good time with your friends, or hang out with people that you know aren't going to be drinking either. Because like the study showed, hangovers tend to be contagious. The second point of my speech here for you all today is how to alleviate the symptoms. So maybe abstaining doesn't work out for you, or you thought you were going to, but you just had to have a few drinks. Well, there are ways to make sure that that hangover you feel doesn't feel quite so bad. A couple of these symptoms that people tend to have are dizziness, headaches, muscle pains, nausea, confusion. Any of these symptoms can occur. But there are ways to alleviate all of these symptoms. When it comes to preventing these symptoms from occurring in the first place, say you want to make sure that maybe you aren't so nauseous, a good idea before going out and drinking alcohol is to eat first. Having food on your stomach significantly helps when you're battling a hangover the next morning. Another way is to drink water. Drink a lot of water before you go out. This will help to hydrate your body and it will decrease your dehydration that you feel the next morning. Also, space out your drinks if you're going to drink. Have a drink, let it sit for a while, and then have another. Or sip on one for over a long period of time. This will give your body a lot more time to digest and kind of get used to this alcohol, thus alleviating your hangover for the morning. Set a drinking limit. This is extremely important. If you can set a hard limit for yourself and you know, I'm not going to drink any more than this, your hangover will typically be a lot less because you're going to set that limit to such a way that your hangover isn't going to kill you the next morning. Now, once you have a hangover, that's when you really want to alleviate these symptoms. So there are a couple ways you can do that as well. First would be to have a bottle of water with you and keep refilling it. Drink a bottle of water, fill it up again, and repeat. That is probably the best way to help get rid of some of these horrible feelings you have in the morning. The second would be to have some snacks. Typically, you would want a high carbohydrate snack, crackers, bread, something that will soak up any alcohol remaining in your stomach and help to alleviate or help to soften the blow of that blood alcohol content drop. Also, a pain reliever. A lot of times people will have headaches or muscle aches when they have a hangover. A pain reliever can help alleviate some of the swelling or some of the pain that goes along with that. However, you must be careful when taking pain relievers in the morning for a hangover. If you still have a lot of alcohol in your system and you take something like aspirin, that can really hurt your liver. And then the final thing you can do at that point when you have a hangover already, the absolute best thing you can do is just go back to sleep. Get that bottle of water and take a nap. A lot of times sleeping will help rejuvenate your body a lot quicker than any other method. And when you wake up, you will feel a lot better. So, just to kind of summarize what I've talked to you guys about today, I defined a hangover and kind of told you exactly how you're going to be feeling, with symptoms. I told you the number one way to prevent a hangover, and then I taught you some ways to help alleviate the symptoms you have in the morning when you actually have that hangover, and what you can do preceding your drinking to help alleviate the hangover you have in the morning as well. This is a problem that a lot of young adults face, whether you have faced it yourself personally or secondhand through a friend. You know that a hangover, while not fatal, can be very, very painful. So I hope that you take the methods that I have shown you today and you help to use those in your life to make sure that your fun nights out can stay that way in your memories in spite of the pain you may feel in the morning. Thank you very much.